What's good, YouTube? It's your man Rage King back with another one. Yes, another upload to the channel. And before we get started, I ask if y'all please go down there and hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that share button, and hit that bell for notifications if you're new. Welcome to Rema Rage TV. This is how we do Rage and Rebels. Crown up. And if you're new to the crew, welcome to the Rage and Rebel Revolution. Now let's vibe. And y'all, we got some big news concerning that Activision deal that just can't seem to get closed. The Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal that just keeps seeing roadblock and pothole and distraction and destruction each and every time they get close to closing the deal. Now, the latest roadblock, the latest bit of news concerning that Activision and Microsoft deal is the UK has blocked the Activision and Microsoft merger. So what happens next? So we got an article here we're going to read, we're going to react, because that's just how we do, and get further details as to what is going on with this deal, why they blocked it, and what it could mean for the deal going forward, alright? So let's get into it. Usually in a breakup, you might lose a sweatshirt or some furniture, but Microsoft would have to pay $3 billion, yes, $3 billion with a B, $3 billion of them things, if the deal doesn't go through. Microsoft is in the process of attempting to complete one of the biggest acquisitions in history, a $68.7 billion buyout of Call of Duty company Activision Blizzard. The deal has been cleared in a number of countries already, but in a major blow to Xbox, the UK's Competition and Markets Authority announced on Wednesday that it would block the deal due to concerns about cloud gaming. The CMA initially held concerns about the console marketplace before reconsidering. However, the cloud gaming market proved to be a sticking point. The decision was a shock to many industry watchers who believe the CMA would give it the green light. Man. Talk about being cock-blocked. Cock-block of death. Microsoft and Activision Blizzard are already in the process of appealing and pushing to get the deal done. But what if, after all that, the deal still doesn't go through? Here's what happens next and how Microsoft could be on the hook to pay billions in a breakup fee. Man. I would be so mad. In its statement following the CMA's announcement, Activision Blizzard said it will work with Microsoft aggressively to reverse the decision on appeal. Global innovators, large and small, will take note that despite its rhetoric, the UK is clearly closed for business. Activision Blizzard said. Microsoft President Brad Smith said Microsoft continues to be fully committed to getting the deal done and will appeal the decision. We're especially disappointed that after lengthy deliberations, the decision appears to reflect a flawed understanding of this market and the way the relevant cloud technology actually works, Smith said. So basically what they mean by this cloud technology thing is basically they think that because Activision Blizzard is going to have, majority stake over, since they're going to own Activision Blizzard if this deal was to go through, they're going to make the game really good and really accessible to the players on Xbox, forcing people to want to play Xbox over PlayStation, and PlayStation is left out. Basically, they scared PlayStation and Sony are going to miss out on that money. That's all this is at the end of the day. Money. People not getting a cut, so they not satisfied. That's pretty much all this is. All right, let's continue. Wedbush Securities analyst Michael Pachter, however you pronounce that, told GameSpot that there is a workaround for Microsoft to get the deal done, and it involves offering remedies. Pachter said Microsoft might be able to convince regulators to give the go-ahead to the deal by keeping Activision Blizzard content off Game Pass in the UK and agree to keep Game Pass prices stable in the UK. So like I stated before, they're going to make the game easier to get on Xbox, more than likely make it cheaper on Xbox, put it on Game Pass, make it cheaper. People are going to want to play Xbox over Sony and PlayStation, and Sony and PlayStation are going to miss out on that money. That's basically what they're saying. That's basically what this is. Just to reiterate, the two things Microsoft can do to address the UK's concerns are: one, carve out Game Pass in the UK and keep all Activision Blizzard content off the service, and two, commit that they will keep the price of Game Pass at the current price plus no more than the rate of inflation, 2 to 3% per year for the next 10 years. If they commit to that, they can appeal the UK's inevitable approval with those carve-outs, and they will win, Pachter said. Basically, you give them a good enough cut. You don't raise the prices too much over here. You keep everything the same. You can do business with them. That's all this really is. It's just money, man. It's just money. It's crazy how money gets involved and ruins everything. Money is supposed to make things better, but yet every time you look at it, it always seems to make things worse one way or another. A huge payout if the deal falls through. Microsoft will be on the hook for a huge payout if this deal to buy Activision Blizzard ultimately falls apart. There is also a situation where Activision Blizzard would need to hand over multiple billions of dollars, which I'm damn sure they're not trying to do. According to the official terms of the deal, Microsoft will be required to pay Activision Blizzard what is called a reverse termination fee of $3 billion if the deal doesn't get done. The payment to Activision Blizzard would have been $2 billion if the termination notice was provided before January 18, 2023, or $2.5 billion if that happened between then and April 18, 2023. The reverse termination fee is now the highest it could be, $3 billion, because any such termination notice would happen after that date. Wow. So basically, they are paying a renege fee if they don't get what they do. Renege is basically we went to business, we didn't get the business done, we didn't get enough, so now we got to pay y'all $3 billion for even coming to the table with the deal, all right? Should Activision Blizzard be the party to cause the deal to go south, it would pay Microsoft a termination fee of $2.27 billion. There are various conditions that could trigger this payment to Microsoft. Activision Blizzard materially breaching its agreements or Activision Blizzard stockholders failing to agree to the sale. The last point is moot because Activision Blizzard shareholders have already said yes to the buyout. Should Microsoft have to pay the $3 billion breakup fee, it wouldn't be game over for the technology giant, of course. After all, Microsoft generated $53 billion in revenue and $18.3 billion in profit in the last quarter alone. Let me hold $50. As of March 31st, Microsoft had a whopping $104.4 billion in cash on hand. Still, the deal closing would be bad news for Microsoft. Some have theorized about what Microsoft could do with the $68 billion it planned to spend on Activision Blizzard if the deal craters, such as more aggressively pursuing timed exclusive for Xbox and Game Pass, but that is all speculation at this point. Activision Blizzard's stock price has fallen by more than 10% today, April 26th, following the announcement of the CMA's decision. So they already starting to lose money by not closing this deal out, man. Big money deals, bro. God, dog. The CMA handed down its final decision on April 26, blocking the deal pending appeal. Bars. But in the US and EU, which is Europe, y'all, for those that don't know, it could take much longer to find out what happens. The FTC is suing Microsoft to try to block the deal. An evidentiary hearing is set for August 2nd, 2023. The EU Commission, meanwhile, is expected to hand down its final word by May 22nd. So next month we should start to see things either if they're gonna go through or they're gonna fall through, right? So we gotta wait and see. Experts have pointed out that Microsoft could close the deal amid pending the lawsuit with the FTC, and that would seemingly complicate matters further. The deal can close while in litigation with the FTC, but they would have to keep the business separate until they win their appeal. That should take no longer than a few more months, Patcher told GameSpot. If Microsoft wins on console in UK and EU, the FTC, meaning the Federal Trade Commission, not the Flight Team crew, though y'all can stand up if you like to, will definitely lose in court, and my guess is they will drop their challenge altogether, Patcher said. Microsoft is not walking away from the deal and will pursue remedies in court if any of the agencies takes it that far. This is no lessening of a competition if Microsoft continues to support competitor consoles, so no issue that any regulator can win on. We almost done, y'all. We almost done. Bear with me. We almost done. Microsoft is no stranger to tussling with the U.S. government. Years ago, in the landmark case of United States versus Microsoft, the government claimed Microsoft operated a monopoly in the PC space and made it challenging for people to use non-Microsoft products on their computers. Microsoft eventually settled with the U.S. and agreed to some remedies. I wonder why y'all so quick to get on Microsoft about PCs and everything like that, but y'all won't have that same energy when it comes to these gaming companies monopolizing big time brands like the NFL, the NBA, and FIFA. I do find that very odd. Like, where's it? Like, so ass backwards, to say the least. Another video for another day. FTC Chair Lina Khan addressed the Microsoft Activision Blizzard case recently. She said it's true that the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, considers feedback from big players, i.e. Sony, but at the end of the day, the FTC tries its cases based on its law and the facts. That's BS. They are getting a cut of what's going on with Sony too. If they did not get a cut from Sony on how this deal is not gone through yet, though it's been going on for it seems like forever, then it wouldn't have gotten to this point. They just told a straight up lie right there. The FTC is definitely getting cuts from both Microsoft and Sony. They just don't want Sony to continue to lose money, because if they lose Activision Blizzard to Microsoft, Sony is going to lose a lot of money. And if Sony loses money, guess who also loses money? Here's what they don't tell you. These guys highlighted in blue lose money too if Sony loses Activision Blizzard. So let's just go ahead and cut the crap, cut and stop the cap. All right, bars. Cut it out. Pacha, the analyst from Wedbush Securities, believes Microsoft will close the Activision Blizzard deal by June 30th, which was the anticipated deadline. He also believes 2023's new Call of Duty game will be a day one launch title for Game Pass. This is an ongoing story, and we'll continue to bring you more information as it becomes available. And that is the end of the article. So, y'all, this is basically just Sony mad that they not getting their money. The FTC mad that they possibly may not be getting their money from Sony, and also the UK is worried that they may not be getting the money that they were once getting if Activision Blizzard goes under the umbrella of Microsoft. And I find it odd that Microsoft has came to PlayStation with the 10-year plan. Go watch the other videos I've done on that with Jim Ryan, the CEO of PlayStation and Sony. They have come to them with a 10-year deal several different times, and Jim Ryan and people at Sony have said absolutely not, we're not doing it, because they are so damn greedy and can't see their nose past their face. All right? What y'all need to do is stop being salty. I'm going to say it again. Stop being salty. You got caught with your pants down. You got caught slipping, so hold that L. Stop cock blocking and let them have their deal. All right, and if y'all gonna have this energy, I'm gonna end the video with this. If you're gonna have this energy and worried about Microsoft just having the monopoly with Call of Duty, i.e. having the monopoly with a cash cow, then y'all need to have that same energy when it comes to these goddamn gaming companies monopolizing other big brands like the NFL, like FIFA, like the NBA, like the MLB, to a lesser degree like the NHL and the PGA Tour. Where is the energy for that? Also, y'all are so worried about price hiking and all of that. Why are y'all not worried about the price hiking of the goddamn VC prices and the Madden Ultimate Team points and the virtual currency in these yearly release games? I'm just saying, if you're going to have the energy for this, you need to have that energy for it all the way. Stop half-assing and stop bullshitting. But that's just my opinion, man. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about this news right here. As long as y'all remain respectful and logical, we can have a conversation. But that's the end of my video. Hope y'all enjoyed. It's been a pleasure making it for you, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.